Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Chop Sports Show, coming to you live on a Monday here at Chop Studios. It is the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio right here at the old Cabinet Creation Sports Desk. This show being sponsored by, of course, our friends over at Absolute Eyewear getting involved here. And, of course, it's Sturch, it's Gooch, it's Wrestling Rob here on a Monday, hangover Monday from the Super Bowl. Anybody drink? I didn't drink. I had 2 beers, and I know Rob doesn't drink, but
no,
Chris, nothing.
I
know
actually,
you were stuffing your face like a degenerate,
like a fat slob last night. I actually was here yesterday during the day, and I took a couple beers home. Like, maybe I don't want to have to spend money like a dork. And I took a couple beers home, and they're still sitting on the counter, not even cold anymore.
You couldn't even put them in the fridge.
No, they're done.
All right.
That's a myth, by the way.
What, skunking beers?
Yeah,
that's not a thing.
Stop it.
Wait, I heard the thing is, if they're cold and then they get warm, you're not supposed to cold them up again.
And they said,
and they said,
and who's they, and who'd you hear that from? Because look, think about it. You ever buy beer that's cold or not cold at the liquor store? Like Coors Light has Coors Light has beer trucks that are cold. So all of their beer is delivered cold. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as they bring it to the liquor store and the liquor store doesn't have room in their cold fridge, where do they put it? Where do they put it?
I don't know, but
Kyle, it's funny that
good morning to the chat, because Kyle coming to. Chris didn't watch Super Bowl. He was at Bed Bath & Beyond picking out new shower drapes.
No, I got the bro. Rob came in and said, "Bro, it smells like Bath and Body Works."
I swear it does, Kyle. Walked in here 3 minutes ago. It smells like Bed Bath.
It's better than smelling like a bunch of dudes and just ass all day when we're just ripping farts
after
all day.
This show. Right, I challenge everybody here that's ever been in this studio, and anybody that's been here to do a show knows exactly what I'm about to say, or they don't, but they're gonna realize when I say it. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. As us right here in this room, right? It's going to be normal. We're going to normalize this disgusting smell. We're going to walk out of there after the show is over. We're going to get hit with like a wave of fresh air. It's going to smell beautiful. And then you turn around after 10 steps and walk back in this disgusting shithole. All right?
Wow.
It smells like asshole breath and feet.
Shithole, he says. Wow.
It's like a high school locker room.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And then you got Ash that's just suffering through it all.
She walked into the bathroom before and she's like, dude, wait. Like, what is happening?
That one
here?
took 10 to 14 days to create, and I'm very proud of it.
Scoop, that's just
congratulations.
Scoop. That's just
that's just your upper lip, Scoop. Shut up. It's your dirty wannabe mustache. Anyway, good morning to the chat. I see a bunch of guys coming in. Mark from Canada. Zeph is in the building. Sam Grass was in it. Anthony G, who cleaned up at the Chop Sports Super Bowl pool. He won halftime. So a clean G was forwarded right over to him this morning. What was the guy's name who won the thing? Frank what? B? Frank B wins the final score. I know there's a lot of people. Look, I texted my buddy Mark. With 2 minutes to go, he had a certain score, and then they went down there and kicked the field goal before the half, screwed everybody up. Butker missed the field goal, so that screwed everybody up.
Man,
that had to be rough. I don't know how many people would have cashed in had McKinnon ran in at the end, but of course he did the smart thing. We'll get into all the game. But a good morning to everybody in the chat right now. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs and all their fan base for winning the Super Bowl, and of course to all the Eagles fans out there that were look, I'm not about to be that guy. You guys dominated all season long. You kicked the piss out of every team that you faced, except the Cowboys on Christmas Eve, because that was a Gardner Minshew vehicle. And I will preface it with that. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't first, you're last. And I don't care who lost the Super Bowl. You don't talk about them going forward. You talk about the Super Bowl champs. That's the Chiefs. Bird Gang, Danny DeJesus, Sean Redden, all you Eagles fans that used to get on me over there on Chop Sports, the Facebook group, I'm sorry for your loss. Godspeed. Because, look, again, great game. Yeah. Great game. We asked for it. Rob specifically asked for it. You wanted the last-second field goal. You wanted a good game.
There can only be one.
The best Super Bowl in a long time.
It was very good. Highly entertaining.
Competitive.
What about the 49ers Chiefs 2 years ago was also a pretty good game.
Oh, it was, for sure. It was really good.
This one was probably better, though. I got to think. I
Danny
know
DeJesus has shown up to the chat, so welcome,
Super Bowls
Danny.
have gotten better, correct? They have gotten better. Like they used to be.
Wasn't there one that was like 13-3 or something like that a couple years ago?
That's not a bad game, right? How about the Brady Falcons Super Bowl? Like that shit was,
of course. Well, that
obviously
was
crazy.
This, I mean, look,
the Cardinals Steelers Super Bowl
that was crazy too.
That was the craziest. That was the craziest finish with Santonio Holmes
catch at the end. Yeah,
like Larry Fitzgerald has the game winner with like 30 seconds to go, and it was too much time.
Yeah.
Do you feel Jalen Hurts
is a stud?
100%. Like
Stud.
cemented himself.
Yeah.
I sat in this chair for every week. It was like, I don't believe
The fumble you got.
I can't see
the
it.
fumble
The fumble with the whole like okey
Yeah,
doke, like
you know,
whoopsie daisy.
It sucks, but you got to give the guy the pass on that because it
You
was just
will-
a freak thing. I'm not.
well-
Look, it was a big play. It cost them the game.
It's
Maybe
a touchdown.
in some ways.
It's a touchdown. Had it been just
But
a
they had a
turnover.
10-point lead after that, and they dominated the first half. You take that play away, they were on their way to score. They could have very well had a 3-touchdown lead going into the halftime.
Yeah,
at
It's
that
a game of momentum, and that one changed a lot. And look, the Eagles went down and scored with almost ease. And my brothers texted. I'm like, that was too easy, man. I was like, man, this might be just as we predicted. Like, this might be a double-digit win by the Eagles off that first drive. And then you see Mahomes and his, me and
I
Scoop.
almost called it exact.
Me and
then it's
Scoop
just those
actually,
the Chiefs were just too much.
We
right?
exchanged texts throughout the course of the night with just simply like, owie, my ankle. Like, bro, I'm
So Scoop
sorry.
and Dave were banging. each
No,
other.
I'm sorry, but dude, the Patrick Mahomes ankle injury, I've been saying it since it happened. Like, I understand adrenaline does play a massive role in the fact that you're able to do certain things, but my man scrambled for like a 40-yard gain, top speed, and nothing was wrong with that dude. Anytime that he got up after a bad play, he's like, oh, but every time he does good, he's like, hey, and he's
No,
fucking cheering on the
bro.
sidelines.
Listen,
Patrick Mahomes, his ankle was not highly sprained.
It
It wasn't a high ankle
the
sprain.
injury he got 2 weeks ago was
Mhm.
way worse than the one that happened yesterday. So I was like,
It
Well, no.
barely looked like anybody touched
Look,
him.
he just
yesterday.
he
Yeah,
didn't-
100%.
but he would. The point is like he was hurt going into the
of course
game.
he was.
So-
he was hurt. Yeah.
Maybe not to the point they played it up a little bit, but you saw what he was 2 weeks ago. He was hobbled around. He was in better shape than he was then, but makes sense. It's 2 weeks after the fact. But when I saw Pat Mahomes running, it was almost like he wasn't able to really plan hard. A lot of it was straight. He wasn't much lateral cuts in there. And after he did make a big play, and to the point where it's like he almost looked like he was just dealing with pain instead of celebrating after the big play. He wasn't showing it. Dude is weird as hell outside of playing football, though.
I agree.
Bro, if they just showed Pat Mahomes' face throughout the entire
He's like wincing
game,
about everything.
it's like, I don't even know. First of all, does he smell his mouthpiece every single time he puts it in his mouth? I feel like he takes it out and smells it and then puts it in his mouth.
It's an own brand
It's like
thing.
a tick.
It's an own brand thing. Yeah, people do
Bro,
that kind of
I
stuff.
understand like not minding the smell of your own fart.
No.
but, like-
People have like this. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying like people have
No, I
ticks
understand.
where they have to.
I understand.
It's the truth.
Remember,
it's
you
like
ever
people
see
like.
Everybody Loves Raymond, where the brother's got to put when he eats something, he's got to put it on his chin before he puts it in his mouth.
I
No,
get
I
it,
did not
I
see
get
that.
it.
And he
I
does
get
it
it.
every
But this
episode,
is what
like,
I'm saying. But
see it back
you know
up.
what that is, right? It's
What?
a tick.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Right?
He's been doing it his whole
So-
life. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what was going on there.
Chris
but-
Collinsworth Gucci right now. Wait, Chris is sick? Then get the fuck out of here. What are we talking about here?
Oh, because I like to smell my own farts.
Mm-mm.
Who doesn't?
Do you
Stop.
feel like
I mean, there's certain times where your brand, you're proud of it, but then there's certain times like that doesn't even smell like
It
me.
depends. If there's like people around that you don't want to smell.
Like
your
I wonder if Ash
disgusting
walked.
ass.
I wonder if Ash walked into the bathroom after that and said, "That's baby," or
Oh,
like,
my
"Damn,
Lord.
is that Dave?"
No, she wasn't as grossed out because it was me and it's a familiar brand to her. But if it was your disgusting ass in that toilet, things would have been a far cry from
Yeah, I'm sure she would have came
the,
out
the
like,
text.
"Dude, what died in there?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she wouldn't have done that. She's a nice girl. She wouldn't have made me feel like
do you
garbage.
feel like they didn't use Miles Sanders enough?
No, yeah. Well, yes, I feel that way.
Like,
I feel like all
what
year
was
long,
wrong?
all year long, the guy's balling out. He's having a good year, and I feel like they went away from him very easily.
can't wait.
Like the first drive, he was
They
like
went away
first
from the
place.
run
I
very
wonder
easily.
when Miles Sanders gets an interview, what he's going to have to say. Be like, yeah, they should use me.
No, but I just
But they didn't at all.
I mean-
like it was. I don't know, and they didn't really sack either.
I gotta
They
bring
didn't
up-
sack.
I think Anthony Grasso brought this up. Guys, they spent $800,000 on that field last night.
Yeah,
$800,000,
so I
and
built it last year.
guys were just what slipping all over the place. My man rolled his ankle off a kick. Harrison Butker lost 3-4 weeks of this season because of that field. Like, it's the Super Bowl. You got 24. You all right?
I'm struggling.
You all right? Like,
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I have too much coffee in me right now.
oh, okay. 24
enough
weeks
food.
to get this ready. And
Yeah.
and people are slipping all over the place.
It
And
wasn't
like,
good.
think about that paint grass. Guess what? It's gonna be slick, and the logos just keep getting bigger and bigger. The Super Bowl logo went from like the 10 to the 40, and then there was like an NFL thing in the middle, and then another one on the other side, and then the Chiefs. And there's so much on the field that you can't expect it to be like this perfect field condition. Like you just can't. And I just can't believe they spent all that money just to have people diving all over the place. Because look, it made some of these guys look even better. Like Kelce, like juked somebody out of his shoes. But then I was like, well, did he slip? Like, yeah, he slipped. Great route, sure. But
listen, Kelce,
your boy Kelce, by the way, Chris.
Kelce
I know you love him.
Ridiculous, boy. Right? Kelce got to get his flowers now, right?
He hates him because he just keeps doing what he said. I did text Chris.
I hate Travis.
It was pregame.
I can't ever root for the
It was
Chiefs
around like
again.
3 o'clock. It was like 3 o'clock. Andy Reid was getting there.
Best, but
Andy Reid was getting to the facility, and he got interviewed by somebody at Fox, either whatever, Chris or Thompson or somebody, Aaron Andrews. Somebody caught up to Andy Reid, and before Reid can get like his third word out, Travis Kelce like jumped on his back and was like, "Yo, he's the best coach in the world." I'm like,
yo, nobody thought the Chiefs would win. It's like, bro, the whole fucking world thought the Chiefs were going to win before the season started. Yeah. The whole fucking world. And it was basically a pick 'em. The point spread was 1.5 at this
you
point.
better put some respect
and
on the
I'm
Chiefs.
I'm not sure where the money went, but I'm sure somebody could chime in. Somebody thought the Chiefs would win, right? Some people thought the Chiefs would win. Joe bet it. A bunch of people I know bet it. So
my boy Kevin
for
bet
him
it.
to sit there and act like they were the underdogs this whole time and like nobody thought they would do it. It's like what? Because people caught onto the Bengals being good. Guess what? The Bengals should have maybe won that game if it wasn't for a lot of the bullshit that went down. So, Chiefs, hats off. I think Pat Mahomes is an amazing quarterback. He's annoying to watch.
Danny,
Travis Kelce's fucking weird.
Danny DeHazer, speaking of, the Eagles defense, right? Trying to stop Travis Kelce. That's what Rob's point was before. Like, is he's just that dude, bro? He's just always open. Here's the thing. The Eagles, it wasn't broke. You tried to fix it. Why? Why did you bring in Vic Fangio to fuck things up?
Well, that's what it was. They could, I don't know. Put it this way. The Chiefs offensive line.
Why?
The Chiefs offensive line did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
Consult this, consult that. I don't care what. Like the Eagles know what they were supposed to be doing. That's get after the quarterback. On 3rd and long or 3rd and anything, get after Pat Mahomes. They got after him 0. So when the best way to take Kelce out, we talked about this, going into a game like this is to get to the quarterback, because then all of a sudden you can't really run Kelce out as freely as you'd like to because you need the extra help to block. They weren't able to generate any pressure, so therefore any plan you may have had was going to be based off of getting to the quarterback. When you can't do that, everything else fails on defense.
Yeah,
everything fails.
I just don't. They had 2 weeks to plan for this guy,
especially
and he's still got almost 100 yards.
I got Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, bro. The
he was only like 20 for 26 or something, like barely.
He didn't put up a massive. Yeah. I mean, he threw 3 touchdowns, but he didn't put up a massive.
But that always happens when there's a defensive touchdown. The quarterback, like somebody somewhere takes a hit yardage wise. I also think that passing yards is the most overrated stat in the NFL.
Yeah, another one. Danny's not one blitz on a guy on a bum ankle. Come on, man. Like what? Look what you just did. Look what you just did to Brock Purdy. Bro, you knocked him out of the game just to get there.
But you have to realize their bread and butter all year was to not blitz, really. Like they got pressure with the front four, and that's what they were relying on. When you have a guy like Kelce and McKinnon, it's harder to blitz.
Once you realize it's not working, you got to switch it up.
Understood.
You ain't getting to Mahomes.
Understood. Easier said than done mid-game because, you got Andy Reid on the other side. Understood. I agree. But the reason why it's tough to blitz and game plan wise is because you have the way the Chiefs are. It's like, most offenses, they want to get the ball out fast. That's not really their game. Their game is to let the play develop, bring you in, and then go right past you, right? With Kelce, McKinnon, these are the guys that have eaten down low. And really all season long, that's their game. It was more so stretched to field when they had Tyreek Hill. We'll see what they're able to do next year because Kadarius Toney's that dude.
Kadarius Toney, Giants fans got to be sick to their stomach
they
for letting that dude go for basically nothing. Mahomes wanted him. He said he wanted to draft him. It didn't happen. Then he becomes available, and you go get him. And I mean, look, dude can return punts. He can do jet sweeps. He can run some routes. Like Kadarius Toney's winding up with himself a nice little role. And I said that about the same thing about Isaiah Pacheco. These guys have officially solidified themselves as role players, key role players for the Chiefs moving forward because they're all cheap now. Tony's on a rookie deal. So is Pacheco. So those guys you don't have to worry about. Mahomes is locked up for the next fucking 40 years or whatever. He's going to be there. Kelce's going to always be there. He's never going to go anywhere else. So you were looking for that number one the entire time, right? We're like, oh, who the hell is he going to throw it to? You look, bro. Everybody forgets the guy threw for more yards this year than he did last year.
Kelce is the number one.
Tyreek
no matter
Hill.
what else happens, I mean, even you could have made that case when they had Tyreek Hill that Kelce was getting more of the targets. So I think Kelsey's going to be their number one. They don't need the traditional number one. And I think that's what makes their offense more difficult to stop, because if you look around the league, most number ones, most of their number one targets or pass catchers on each team is the wide receiver one. When you have the Chiefs, you're dealing with something that's completely different in the middle of the field where they could disguise him a lot better. That's why he's always doing this. It's not because
he's John Cena.
He thinks he's John Cena. It's because the way they scheme things is that he knows, like, they can't keep track of me down here. And that's what it is. It's like you can't fucking see him. Ugh.
By the way, Rob finally saw the video we saw a couple months ago about
with Shane Gillis
about the
angel death.
John Cena.
I almost fucking pissed my pants. I almost dropped my baby. That's how hard I was laughing. I watched like
you're gonna have to get a lot better to see him.
But I sent it to Dave yesterday because I seen him. I'm like, bro, this is wrestling. He's like, yo, me and Christine is like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, bro, oh my god,
go look it up. It's good. But anyway,
they love John Cena and they love
titties.
He ain't wrong, bro.
I wonder what John Cena's doing.
Let's talk about it. Like 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. It's third and whatever. Bradbury gets called for holding. What do we think?
I'm thinking that the case is closed after Bradbury says in the post game, I held him.
Absolutely.
I
get that.
No more. You Eagles fans have to get off that now, because that's called all year long. The timing of it was the wrong call. You said it too earlier today. You were like, look, there was holding twice. And then the flag came in late. Dude, sometimes these referees, and I'm only saying this because I've seen it happen. They take the flag and they fucking fire that thing into the fucking universe.
I don't know
that it takes a long time to fall.
I don't know that that's what happened here. So it could be either way. I think there was a penalty on the play. I could also see that they could have just let it go, because you see that not called as much as you see it called. Right?
It's a timing, horrible timing.
If I'm the ref,
to get involved,
if you're the ref, you have to watch what you're seeing. And I mean, it sucks because it really probably wasn't a catchable ball, even if
that's the point.
But the thing is, it's not PI. It doesn't have to be catchable on PI.
You're right. 100%.
They call holding on the backside on a touchdown, right? Or it doesn't matter if you call what you see on the field. That's a hold.
Tough call in that situation.
Again, but for anybody, I got people DMing me last night. Well, if it wasn't for the refs, I'm like, well, you got to stop.
Well,
like,
look, even if
shit happens every week. Every week,
the reason why you didn't win the football game was because you had 0 stops in the second half.
They scored on every possession.
Every possession in the second half, they got points out of it. So yeah, that's why. But I could see it took their chance. Any chance they may have had at winning. If I'm an Eagles fan, I'm not just graciously taking it. No fucking
way either.
Neither would you, and neither should anybody. This is what it's all about. You could feel like you got dicked over, but you still had some football to play, and you had to make some plays there to even get to the point to tie it up. So that's not why you lost, but it's unfortunate for you. But it's what it was. It was the right call. Could have gone either way.
Right call, wrong time.
Yeah,
that's all.
Here's another question. There's 8 seconds left, right? The clock operator was really good. When the field goal went through, they stopped the clock right away. They could have ran it down to like 5, but they gave him 8 seconds. They kicked the ball off.
And why did he just?
Bro, he could have got to the 50 easy.
Yeah, because they weren't even trying. They thought he was just going to take.
They were only down
my dad was like, "Why are you squibbing that ball? Like, you kick the Christ out of that ball and make them go 75 yards with no time."
I understand squibbing it. I understand
because it will kill a couple seconds.
I understand.
They could have got to the 50 with like 1 maybe.
I would have squibbed it. I would have squibbed it 100%. And I think when you're in that spot, though, you don't want to be the reason why you lose.
Not. You're
so
right.
You're going to do everything. You don't want to like be sliding as time expired, Dak. You don't want that to happen, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm obviously taking a shot at Dave.
No, I totally get it.
But you can't let that happen. But you have to also understand, like, I could run the 40-yard dash in like 4.4 seconds. So I'm just going to go as fast as I can straight until there's about it. I'll even accept a little bit of contact in this situation, but he could have definitely gotten to like the 40 at least.
Well, we did see the last throw that was very comical. I mean, that was the failed attempt at a Hail Mary. Like, the ball landed on the 20. So, like, that's that. But I have to bring this up, too. And this was, like, crazy. 2 weeks in a row now involved with the Chiefs. The Bengals game where all of a sudden there was that ill-advised stoppage of play, redo. Then there was a redo of a third down, and then they got a penalty the next play, blah, blah, blah. It happened again yesterday with the Chiefs where all of a sudden there was a substitution error where they stopped the play and they gave Andy Reid the time to look at the play and then challenge that Dallas Goedert thing. Because if they didn't do that, they were not getting a challenge off. Look, you said it, ball don't lie. It's a catch anyway.
Well,
but the fact that they gave him that opportunity to challenge it is a little garbage.
No. Here's why. This is a straight up rule. I would say it's a little bit of tactics that Sirianni missed on because it's an NFL rule. You always see it. You always see them come in and stop the ball. If the offense makes a substitution, you have to let the defense get a substitution. So if they would have just ran the play fast, got up to the line and snapped the ball without subbing, the Chiefs would have been out on an island. You see a lot of times when defenses try and subs, when offense doesn't, is when you can catch them off sides, and Rodgers does it all the time. Or
right, with that one guy off the field, right.
But in this case, if the offense makes a sub, the defense has to have a chance to match it. So they pause everything, let him match it. That was on the Eagles. The refs did the right thing.
Dropped the flag on the top of the screen, dropped the flag. And there was no flag, but that was just to stop the play. It's like, again, it leads you to believe it's like, if he doesn't do that, he doesn't get a chance to challenge it.
If you believe that, and I know you don't deep down believe that.
But if I wanted the Chiefs to win. Of course I wanted them to.
If you believe that, then you should just stop watching football.
Believe what?
If you believe that they like dropped the flag in that moment, when there was other moments, like I'll point out a clear moment if they wanted to be egregious about it. They called it a touchdown on the field. It wasn't, but they could have just let that stand. Like there was other opportunities to give the Chiefs the game that they didn't, and then went the Eagles' way. And then
fair. I'm just saying the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's the same stance, the same situation where they got a chance to do something over.
Furthermore, though, it was ruled a catch. So if they were really
right, you said ball don't lie, but the fact is that Andy Reid should have never got another chance to even look at that play.
No, Sirianni should have never have made a sub.
Or that, fine, coaching blunder on Sirianni's behalf.
But then when he did that, it allowed them to stop it, and that was how it was supposed to be. But my point being is like, okay, they did all that, they threw the flag, and then only to just still make the one call right there. Like if they overturned that call, right, and then you could have been like, they stopped it and they called it a incomplete pass and they gave it to the Chiefs, but they called it a completion. So they were setting themselves up to make it look like they're trying to cheat and then not cheat in that one moment. It doesn't add up.
The only reason why I brought it up is because it happened twice with the same team.
Yeah.
So it's like, a lot of these people, I understand all the jokes about the NFL being scripted and stuff, and a lot of them are really funny. But like when people are like, wow, man, the NFL really wants their face of the league to be Mahomes to win the Super Bowl again. You start to think, you're like, oh damn, man, like shit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's at all possible, but what I'm saying is, man, did they give him some opportunities? Is what I'm saying, and they took advantage of some. Mahomes is all world, bro. Like the guy, just injury or not injured, the dude played out of his mind. Jalen Hurts is officially going to be a problem in the NFC East going forward. He's a good quarterback, setting records yesterday. Most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a Super Bowl. Nailed that, right? Like he's going to be really good. Devonta Smith goes for 100. His catches are great. We talked about him being like a new Deshaun Jackson, but maybe even better, as far as his route running ability is concerned. But then AJ Brown, another, like as soon as AJ Brown catches a Super Bowl pass, like the trade becomes worth everything. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it really does. Like I know he had a fantastic year, but like when you catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl, you're like, man, I would have traded 2 first-round picks for this guy.
He had the real just to get that too. It was a nice catch.
Well, too. I think the throw itself was on the money. Like there was just nobody could have got that ball. Jalen Hurts played great. He really did, and I can't take anything away from him. What I can take everything away from is, Sirianni sucks. So whatever. I don't know.
He coached
something about the guy.
Great first half.
He did, and then
got ahead of himself a little bit.
A little bit.
There's only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL right now with multiple Super Bowl rings. Pat Mahomes, and guess the other one.
Oh,
2 quarterbacks in the NFL right now with multiple Super Bowl rings.
No, Russ has one.
No, it's not Russ.
Don't tell me, and I'm not even gonna look at the chat.
You could take it. We could get back to it.
Is it a backup?
Has to be a backup. Has to be a backup.
It'd be too easy if I said an answer. So yes,
Chad Henne?
Chad Henne.
What did you say?
Chad Henne?
No. But anyway, you can keep thinking about it. How about Melvin Gordon coming from the Broncos to the fucking
and winning a Super Bowl?
Getting us hit. Well, what about Juju too? Did he do enough? I don't think he did enough all season, but he
had a great drive.
He had a good second half. Like 5 catches.
So Juju did great.
Juju did enough. Coming in
again.
Anthony G. Thoughts on the halftime show? I think Rihanna killed it.
She's pregnant. In case you guys didn't know,
I mean, you could definitely tell. I felt bad, like because I was like, is she pregnant or is she like just and she let herself go? Like, I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know the drama or the TMZ shit. I don't know if she's getting big. I don't know. But then I'm like, nah, that's a belly. That's
all red.
That was bad look.
Oh,
but,
who cares?
I mean,
that's what they're going
Why
for.
is it on the Grammys too when they had that one performance? It was like a satanic ritual. Why is that allowed? Why are we doing
know
that shit?
exactly why it's allowed, Dave.
I have a question.
Yeah, well, you're right. We know exactly why it's allowed.
I have a question. Why wouldn't it be allowed?
Because it's like devil stuff.
Yeah, but like, who the fuck says that the devil's bad? They did. I understand. We're not going there. I'm just trying to be this guy right now. Like, you really.
Who's to say? Quote of the day. Make a T-shirt. Who's to say the devil's bad?
But like, my point being is, Ashley shot me a look. Like, dude, will you please shut the fuck up?
I mean, that's look worthy.
You're missing the point.
That is a look up.
You're missing the point. No, the point is like you shouldn't. Why would any one thing be allowed or disallowed?
Chris, that's not the point. The point is that they're like their performance is always centered around some kind of like satanic thing.
Thank you.
I understand.
Psychos out there in Hollywood. I'm not saying
I agree with it by any stretch, and I don't watch that shit anyway. But my point being is that
you're the first one to like shit on Hollywood.
I shit on everything,
and now you're like.
No, I'm playing devil's advocate here.
No, you're playing the devil.
Yeah, literally.
Quite literally.
The devil's advocate, first of all.
No.
Devil's advocate.
All right, so let me play it.
Okay.
All right. For a second.
But like it's going to be taken out of context.
I don't care about these people. No, I'm joking. I care about you guys. So look, the context here is that you shouldn't. It's the freedom of expression, freedom of speech.
Yeah, freedom of speech.
But when we're talking about a moral thing here, right? Some people think that the church is equally as bad or as corrupt. So it's like, why would that be okay to be pushed?
But nobody's pushing that.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, everybody wins an award. I'm like, thank God.
My
Nobody's like, what an asshole.
My point is like, but if they did have a ceremony and everybody was in angels and halos, you wouldn't be like, why do they allow that?
The devil is associated with bad things. It doesn't matter if you believe in God. It doesn't matter if you don't.
See,
the devil is evil. Like
when there's two things on your shoulders, when it's a devil and an angel, who's the bad one? The devil.
Right.
So why would they allow that? Is the question.
It's not bullying though.
Pushing it. Like, it's constantly happening.
I know. I think it's trash. You're not wrong.
You're not saying
Rihanna should burn in hell.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
No, Rihanna. But you even said last night like Rihanna wasn't going for that. Like, she was just. I think she's just wearing red because she's pregnant. She was.
Yeah, she was definitely trying to.
My thing is, it was like she kind of toned it down in terms of what she was wearing because she was pregnant. Understood. It looked like she felt a little bit of weird doing some of the movements that she was doing.
Right? Chris hates free speech.
No. I think I'm defending it here.
Chris is defending free speech.
I'm defending free speech. What I'm saying is that the whole thing when Dave said, "Why is that allowed?" And it's like, well, why wouldn't it be allowed? It's like
right,
they could
because it's universally noticed as bad.
Universally.
That's all.
By who? I do get.
It was also like so was the vaccine was universally supposed to be given too. So we want to talk about what universally around here.
So the Super Bowl happened.
Yeah, I win.
Anyway, Chris doesn't believe in Satan. Anyone?
I don't worship Satan. I believe in my own conscience. Honestly, that's what I worship.
Hey, did you see the beginning of the game, right? Where they showed the Super Bowl trophy on the stand and the smoke around it, and someone standing.
And then Kelce came around and was like, "Oh, best Super Bowl trophy ever!"
Someone had gloves on and was holding it.
Yeah, white gloves.
How cool would that be if they just kept that like high above, not high above, but like where it was in the end, but high above, where like if someone scores a touchdown, they can't grab it during the game, and at the end they lower it and you run to it. Wouldn't that be like dope? I would like.
He wants a ladder match.
They should definitely, but like. I think it looks cool that it's like the whole game you're sitting there playing and you're looking at it like, dude, that's what we're playing for right there.
Yeah, that would
that's
be dope.
A cool thing.
That would be dope.
I think that's a cool idea.
Competition committee. You heard it here.
Do it.
Rob, I think you should send that in.
That's the coin toss going forward. Just like the two fastest guys start on the 10 and they have to just run and see who can get the the Super Bowl
trophy. Did you see them taking shots off the trophy last night?
Oh no.
They
How?
like tilted, like
all right.
It was probably Travis Kelce's idea.
You're all trying to see. This is what I'm saying. The Stanley Cup is the greatest trophy of all time.
World's biggest butt plug for Travis Kelce.
That's what you're talking about. The Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup is the nicest trophy of them all. There's not even a close debate, right? I mean, you don't even like hockey, but
is the nicest what
trophy?
Stop it.
What's nicer than that, bro? The thing is a monstrosity, and it's got every team engraved. Whoever won it, this thing's got duplicate. Brady threw this thing across the river last year, 2 years ago.
Case that the Stanley Cup is the ugliest one, based on what you just said.
It has
They
the most
just all
lineage.
engrave on it.
It has the most lineage, though. The
The
Stanley
most
Cup.
what?
Like lineage,
Yeah,
like
history.
historic. The
No,
Stanley Cup
World
definitely-
Series. World Series baseball has been playing since like the
But
19,
not
1810.
that trophy though.
Yeah, they came up with that trophy years down the line.
You're right though.
When did
baseball-
they invent the was that in like Siberia somewhere? The first NHL game ever
No
played
fucking
with
clue, dog.
fucking 3 people there,
Canada.
right?
What? I
Nobody
missed
gives
it.
a shit about hockey.
Wow, dude.
The
First of all, my
Siberian
Rangers
Cup?
are looking nice right
The
now.
Siberian Cup.
Anyway,
all 11 fans.
Hey, your friend
watched
Roger
it.
Goodell was at the game last night.
of course he
Did you
is.
see who was sitting next to him?
Elon Musk? No, he was there, but
He
no.
was so it was
Damar
Goodell.
Hamlin was there.
Hamlin
real
was,
one.
Yeah, but
Was
Hamlin-
he?
The real one. was fine.
Dun,
But he
dun,
wasn't
dun.
sitting next to Goodell.
He was sitting next to
Kelsey's
Travis
mom
Kelce's mom, who needs
Was
to go
sitting
as
next
well.
to Goodell.
So
Why wouldn't you sit next to Hamlin?
it's not Hamlin. That's why. You don't have to sit next. It's not him. So why are you going to sit next to him,
I'm
bro?
just
I
saying,
saw
bro, the
something.
NFL is just
I saw something on TikTok
the
today.
corniest shit ever.
Today
If it wasn't butt
that said
and girls shaking their
that
butt,
said
I wouldn't know.
he had a P tattoo he used to on his left neck. He didn't have shit on his left neck yesterday.
I don't know. I'm not gonna look into it that much.
My bonus mom Barry was like, she got so bro. What you're gonna laugh at this, and my brother hears this by any stretch, and he might be listening. He might listen later.
Elon was there.
But bro, yeah, Elon Musk was next to Fox's Robert Murdoch. I don't know who Robert Murdoch
Me
is.
neither.
I think I know
That's
who it
like Rupert Murdoch's son.
is. No, but dude,
Pretty sure.
This is the funniest thing.
Billionaires.
I'm trying to explain to bonus mom Barry that that I think that this could possibly not be Damar Hamlin, and she, I'm saying this tongue in cheek. Do I really think the guy was cloned? No, I don't. But I think it's funny. She goes, "This coming from you," and then Danny texts the group chat.
Wait, so cloned. Like, so that day they were like,
We need another one. We
let's
need to make
create-
another
they
guy.
went to a lab and
Yeah.
cloned him.
Immediately.
I mean, they could have been like, let's find a guy that
Have you
looks
seen
like
the
him.
Britney Spears stuff? That cloning's real. But wait, hold on. So the text was Danny was like, "That's not him," or whatever. He doubled down on it. And Barry, this is a true story.
Yo.
Danny thought this is a true story. What do you say? Where's this? It's on the right side, man.
No, like it's his wrong neck. like took his other neck. Where's his right neck?
Oh my god!
I don't know what
Because
anybody
I
has.
said left neck, so he's looking for his right neck. My brother thought, true story, thought that the cavemen from the Geico commercials were real, like we're real people, like no makeup, like they exist and they look like that.
Bro, you ever
Do you remember those commercials?
Yes, I know.
Creepy ass-
I know.
Dave,
And
how
there's
long
a
did you
guy.
guys think Santa was real in your house too?
What was this was shit? What do you mean? What he is?
I'm gonna find out.
What are we talking about here? Speaking of Rihanna, my daughter was singing Rihanna the entire night. Made a monster there. My God.
Chris, you're right. His name it was Rupert. They misspelled. They didn't
No
even put
shit.
Robert.
So
Rupert
Chris
Murdoch.
Grutzemacher looks like the Geico caveman, and he was on the Ultimate Fighter. If
Oh, I know
anybody
exactly
knows
who that
who I'm
is.
talking
Too.
about.
I know exactly who that is.
Chris Grutzemacher.
Derpy Entertainment saying that game was good until the end bailout. See, it's not a bailout, man. It's just it's unfortunate that the timing of the call sucked, but it's the right call.
Bro,
It's the right call.
it's
but-
so that is.
Holy shit! Yeah, you're right. So easy a caveman could do it. That's him.
Tell me that's not the Geico caveman.
Weren't they out doing press? Those guys.
Yeah, UFC.
Oh, dude, Sam
Tough.
Grasso coming in with that commercial. Did you watch?
yeah,
I-
the Tubi.
well, the Tubi one was
Well,
really
I
funny.
thought the same thing too. Like,
No,
someone-
I didn't.
Someone
I-
hacked my shit.
No,
Like, what
I
the
knew exactly
fuck?
what was happening. I was like, oh, what is this? This
Dave's
is a joke.
fucking so great. I was duped. I was like,
I was
Dad,
duped too,
get the
bro.
fuck off
Did
the
you
remote.
actually watch? Like, did you thoroughly watch the commercials?
No.
No, damn. All right, well,
I
because
did.
the Binky dad. Did you see that one?
Don't think so.
Oh man, dude, it was literally like a case where every dad knows this feeling, like when the kid needs the Binky and you forgot it at
Guess I'll
home.
sit this one out.
Oh, yeah.
My kids usually have like 4 binkies each.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but like the dad had to go home, and it was a Kia commercial, so he was like driving through all the hard terrain and shit like that. And what about the girls' flag football commercial? Did you see that one?
So a Kia commercial.
Yeah, but
driving-
did you even
talking
know
about driving through hard
when
terrain?
you saw Mr. Beast? Did you know it was Mr. Beast? Or you probably didn't even know. Dave
No.
doesn't know who Mr. Beast is.
No, who's Mr. Beast?
So he was the guy in that commercial where he was walking past. He's like, "Oh, I missed it," with the camera in his hand.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Because he's a
like,
YouTube
he's got
guy.
the YouTube guy.
So
Yee.
your
he's
boy
got-
was on that commercial. Did you
Who?
see that one? The flag football one? So the girl's running through the mall, and there's like a guy with a chicken costume or whatever. He takes his helmet, take the head off. He was like a mascot. It was Devontae Adams, and he started chasing after the girl, and he couldn't get her. That was a good commercial. I like that one. The 2B1 got Chris uses Binky for role play. Well, it is baby day. Lord fucking knows what you freaks are into. Anyway, Mr. Beast is what was it? Philanthropist?
Think he's big enough.
Biggie Nug?
Biggie Nug.
Anyway,
What do we listen? Realistically, we're talking about the game, right? Both these teams are young. Both these teams have a lot of these guys are going to be
the Eagles
around.
aren't as young as you think as far as the offensive line is concerned.
No, but the stars are going to be there for a minute.
Sure. Well, until they pay Jalen Hurts. But
they're going to have to do that this year, right? Or can they tag them
next?
Will we see the Super Bowl again in the next 4 years?
No.
This Super Bowl?
This one,
it's so hard to get back, man. It really is. The AFC is going to be even more. As much as I think.
What's happening with Andy Reid?
He said he's not leaving.
He ain't going nowhere.
He said it last night?
Yeah.
Because before the game, he said he has a decision.
No, they asked him. I'm pretty sure.
I have to piss so bad, too.
There was, whatchamacall? Where is it? Shit. I just saw it. Is it bet something? Bet spread? Bet something. I saw the Super Bowl odds for next year, and it's got, the who's who of the top. The AFC teams are obviously ranking the NFC teams. It's the Bills and the Chiefs and the Bengals. The only NFC teams that are above the Cowboys are just the Eagles and the 49ers. So it's like they got they're thinking that this crop of playoff teams is going to be kind of right back.
Like going right on the heels of the season. The whole offseason has to happen. A lot of guys will be moving this and that. So I'm sure odds will change. But going into this year, a lot of people thought the Rams were going to be dominant. They weren't. So looking at things.
Did people actually look at the Rams? Did they have good odds?
Yeah, 100%.
They did?
Yeah. You kidding me? Like when we were looking at the NFC West, it was the Rams, really. We thought the Rams would be back. They had their roster.
Who did they
loaded.
lose?
They just
Odell?
They lost Odell, they lost Von Miller, but they were able to sign Bobby Wagner.
Okay.
Keep him. Right. They made moves. The Rams did add. They didn't lose players. They had Cam Akers. Cooper Kupp getting hurt killed them.
Yeah, of course. They didn't know
and then Stafford
they
was
completely
just not
panicked.
Their offensive line fell apart. They lost a couple guys there, but yeah, I mean, it gets bad quick sometimes.
George Kittle comes out and says it's Purdy's job to lose. You agree with that? You have to go to the bathroom. Just go to the bathroom.
I don't really care what George Kittle said, even though I don't agree with that. Maybe it has some merit, but the front office does not care either. I think that we'll see that it's Trey Lance's job to lose. Purdy's also out 6 months. He can't even play football right now. So
yeah, there's going to be no football activity for at least.
We'll see. 6 months. They say he'll be ready for camp.
He might be Wally pipped.
He might not.
He might be Wally pipped. He might. Trey Lance might come back, look amazing, and be like, we don't have to go to the other guy.
Is that the most interesting story in the offseason? Is the quarterback situation in San Fran?
It's quarterback situation everywhere.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, where Rodgers goes, where Carr goes.
That's probably the number one. The Jets are already trying to offer.
So I saw something already saying that it's pretty much done already, that they just can't.
Well, what's done?
Put it this way, Rodgers.
Are you serious? Where are you reading that?
No, if here's what it is. It's like again, I'm gonna use Rodgers' words. It's conjecture to talk about any of this until he decides, because he put himself in a spot where if he wants to play for the Packers next year, he can. They can't trade him because he has a full no trade clause. He doesn't have to go anywhere. He could just say, nope, I'm sticking around, and you guys are gonna pay me, and that's what it's gonna be. Or a team works it out, they trade for him, but Rodgers has to agree to go to that team. So it can't be, you can work it all out, and then Rodgers just decides that I'm going to either retire or you're going to trade for a retired player.
Okay, all right. Put your fan card on right now.
Or whatever.
No. You have to have a preference. What do you want for the Packers in 2023?
Here's the thing. I'm really split because I'm taking solace in the fact.
You find yourself kind of like questioning yourself that you're even split?
Not one bit, because nobody's here to judge me, and I really don't care. This is a fanhood we're talking about here, right? You. So I would love to have Aaron Rodgers for the rest of his career, but understanding the way the NFL works, as a fan, I love Aaron Rodgers. I don't want to see him go somewhere else. And furthermore, I don't want to see him go somewhere else and win, because that would mean that we're not, right? But there's a delicate situation with Jordan Love brewing right now, where if they give Rodgers the starting job again, he's going into his fourth season without an opportunity now, and that's his contract year. So what do? You put that, you're really up against it. Right now, Rodgers' contract is tough. If he plays this year, next year it's going to be a similar situation, but he's a year older, less trade value. If we could get 2 firsts for Rodgers, or a first and a second right now, I can't say no to that. Can't. And people will say, oh, but how could you? And it's like, well, understand that maybe in 7 years from now, when it doesn't matter and Jordan Love is entrenched in his early 30s and in his prime, then you look back and say the Packers did it right. You got to make the hard decisions sometimes. And I'm trying to look at it more
I
like
think the hard decision needs to come right now.
Oh, hey, like I said, I think the Packers kind of know that too. And they're saying like they're doing it a little bit different where I don't think there's anything that's being released by the team that's not understood by Rodgers at this point. I think that when they had their meeting after, the Packers said to him, look, if you want to go, we will entertain it. We're not going to hold you back this year. We want to keep you and we will happily. But if you want to go, deal. We'll set it up. We're not gonna do this no more.
Hawaii Mike's pointing out that according to the Athletic, Rodgers does not have a no trade clause in his contract.
But according to the Athletic, according to me and what I know about this is that Rodgers, the no trade clause is simply, I'm just not going to go. Like he's at the end of his career. And
so basically, if they said, I'm going to trade you to the Jets, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
Okay. But the official no trade clause does not exist. He can be dealt.
Yes, he can be dealt. And realistically, I think no matter where Rodgers goes, there's going to be a restructure.
I think Danny DeHazer just realized the Eagles lost the Super Bowl.
If Rodgers stays in Green Bay, there's going to be a restructure. I should have said that. If he goes somewhere else, there won't be a restructure because Green Bay will be on the hook for all the money anyway.
Unless something happened that I don't know about.
What do you say?
No, Danny DeHazer just let out a large F-bomb.
Yeah, no,
randomly, just letting it all out. He's just airing it all out. I think
we're here for you, bro. This is the place to do it. But yeah, I don't know what I was just talking about.
How can I be traded to the Lions? I just retired.
That was so great.
But yeah, basically, right? And I understand Hawaii Mike is right, but when you look at the Rodgers contract on the surface and the no trade clause and things like that, yeah, they exist or they don't exist, but there's a little bit of nuances in this contract where Rodgers has complete control over where he's going to play next year. Control.
Because he's either playing or he's not.
Yeah.
Like, that's simply it. So a lot of storylines to cover throughout the course of the year. Look, as far as this show is concerned, we got a lot going on. If you like what you see out of me and Gooch and you think we're entertaining and everything, go over to the Premier Streaming Network. They're available to download. We drop a show once a week. That is also sponsored by Absolute Eyewear. You could do that. You can also watch us every day on the Mojo Market Report. Every day that drops around 9 o'clock, 9:30 latest. That's how you can find us. As far as the Chop Sports Show, we'll see. You know, we got a lot going on over here.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on. I've already come up with some ideas for also to make sure that the Chop Sports YouTube channel keeps growing. That I personally might come up with my own show where it might be an afternoon drive type situation based off of my schedule. So there's a lot of stuff to go over, but we want to thank everybody for all season long hanging with us on those Lean Fridays, on those Reaction Mondays when we are still live every day, subscribing, liking all the videos. We want to thank everybody for supporting. Obviously, the Patreon, still those people are still continuously donating to Chop Sports, and it's awesome to see that every month, just to see how many people are still backing up the brand. We really appreciate you guys. It helps us keep the lights on. It helps us also kind of build this company from within. So forever grateful for that. Congratulations to everybody who won the Super Bowl box pools. I know a couple guys have gotten paid out already.
Congratulations to the Break Buds winners too, by the way. Fucking heaters.
Oh my God. I had intermission at WrestlePro on Saturday. I knew the show was over and I was like, I have to go see. I was like kind of fast forwarding, but like I was fast forwarding and it was a new item on the desk every time I fast forwarded. I was like, oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Saquon full size. It's like over $1,000. Nice rip. Nice hit.
Joey says, damn, I got to find a new channel. No, listen. Don't you worry about nothing. No. We will be around. There's just a lot going on. When we created this thing back a couple of years ago, we thought, all right, we're just going to do a show every day and that'll be the business. Things move, things evolve, and we got some busy times heading out over here, but there's a lot of content. If you like what you hear here, there's another network to go check out. There's also Wrestling Rob and the Fight Factory. Those guys put out a banger show every week on Pro Wrestling TV. So if you're a wrestling fan and you want to get wrestling information, you can head on over there. They're great at what they do. There's just a lot of stuff happening in 2023. Also, thank you to everybody who's backed us as far as sponsors, talking about Absolute Eyewear. Richard Lucas Chevrolet, those guys are coming with us to the other network. So there's no
I forgot about that.
We also hope that Fusco is well and everything is okay with him and he didn't get hit by the bus that I sent for him. But it is what it is. Love the shops, girl. Yeah, man. Thank you. Volkanovski got robbed. Thoughts? Quick.
I would say it wasn't necessarily a robbery because it was a close fight. if you're judging MMA the way it was judged since I remember starting to watch it, not in the Pride days. Pride, Volkanovski definitely won the fight. But the way MMA has been scored here in the United States, in the UFC for that matter, the control, I get it, but I don't think that's a way to win a fight. I think Makhachev was terrified of the fight the entire time and did everything in his power to hold him in place so they didn't fight. And that's what I think about a lot of the guys. Khabib was a little bit better at the ground and pound, but yeah, I think Volk should have gotten it. But I wouldn't call it a robbery, and I don't really care to see the fight again.
I was going to say they're going to run it back or no?
I hope Conor knocks out Michael Chandler and then knocks out Islam. And I'm not even a big Conor fan. I'm just tired of the Khabib train, whatever that's going on over there.
Just looking at what's next.
Khabib's got 13 career wins in the UFC.
Oh, John Jones.
John Jones had give me a break.
March 4th, John Jones card.
Oh, the UFC's heating up.
Gagne, and then Grasso. Is she related to you guys? She's Mexican.
It's a shitty card, but that's a good main.
Dan Hooker's fighting. Did you see Dan Hooker went to Twitter today about something?
He's not wrong.
What's going on there?
What wrong? He's saying that because look, he's saying that
Bo Nichols back.
It's illegal to Bo Nichols back, or he's debuting.
Bo Nichols got a middleweight bout against Jamie Pickett.
But he's he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a wrestling guy.
Wait, this card ain't bad.
It's not great.
But all right, Dan Hooker and Turner, right? I know those guys. Bo Nichols, I've obviously heard. Brunson is fighting, bro. On the deep, very far, very far down. My boy Cody No Love, bro. Man, he's falling from grace, huh? Shit.
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt against Julio Arce. That's really it for that one. But damn.
Yeah, he got apparently it's been said by Hooker that Makhachev was rehydrated with an IV, which is illegal. So
is it?
During the fight, you can't.
Like after the fight.
During the fight?
No. After the weigh-in. No, after the weigh-in, you're not like it used to be where you would be able to suck all your water out of your body. And then after the weigh-in, you would be able to administer an IV to rehydrate your body the natural, like the best way possible. It's now illegal to use the IV to rehydrate in the UFC because it's like you shouldn't be cutting that much weight if you need to you're almost going to die.
I guess right? They don't want to be like.
So it's like if you needed to. And not to mention, it just makes you feel better the next day. So if you rehydrate that way, you're not going to feel the weight cut as much.
I tell you what,
when you rehydrate through drinking water, you got to drink 6, 7, 8, 10 pounds of water to rehydrate 10 pounds. That's a little bit different to process through your body.
Look at the weekends that are coming up in March for UFC.
Oh, it's lit.
Jones Gagne, right? The following week is a Peter Yan fight. The following week is 286 with Edwards and Usman. The following week, Sandhagen fights. And then the following week after that, Adesanya Pereira into April. For a month straight, Saturday bangers. Back to back.
We're going to have Michael Chandler and Conor in the Ultimate Fighter house.
Oh, must-see television. I can't wait. Holloway, too.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. It's going to be great. UFC, fun times ahead. You can check out some of our UFC coverage over on the Premier Streaming Network with our boys over there at Toe to Toe Fight Talk. Those guys are doing good. Hate it. Go, Pete. Go. I'll close the show. All right. We're going to get out of here. Again, we appreciate all this love and the support. Scoop said that we're going to be in his suicide note. That sucks, I guess, because of the show
Nobody
ending.
will be able to read it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's in like that, the Braille. What do you call that? No, Braille's for the blind. Anyway. Birthday weekend, March 20th, Usman Edwards. Yeah, so there you go. Awesome, dude.
Whose birthday?
Mark from Canada.
I guess we're going to all have to get passports.
Mark, you going to Elimination Chamber?
Is that in Canada?
To watch Sammy's own lose?
That's right.
It's in Canada, baby.
Oh, yeah. Is he even, where is he? Quebec?
He's
I just want to see you squirm.
Canada.
Are you a Nordique?
I don't know what he is. All right. Arabic? Yes, Arabic, dumbass. That's me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Have a great week. Stay in contact with Chop Sports. For Sturch.
Lose my number.
Yeah,
we'll departing Gooch. What was that?
Bailey wants you to post a link tree on your Instagram for new channels. We're not saying that this channel's not dead, fellas.
Yeah, no, we're not out of here. Don't worry about it.
It's not going to be Monday.
We're sticking around. But yes, we will. I will post everything over on the Instagram. I will do that today. I will make sure that's taken care of so you can find all of the content that you need. And I just realized that we're still live on the air and Gooch is peeing. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great week. And how about those Chiefs? Fly, Eagles, fly, you fuckers.